he's gonna go for the kill, actually. I thought he was gonna try to...
Wow, what is going on? Jones just did not know this was gonna happen. A cleaned up double kill for Voyboy.
Alright guys, what's up? So I'm starting my episode of Taking It to Toplane, number 2 right now. Sponsored by Alienware, our amazing sponsor. So this episode is going to be a feature on Renekton, one of my favorite champions in the game. He was probably, like, if you thought of me like maybe a year or 2 years ago, either like, what champion does this guy play? It'd probably be very easily come to your mind, Renekton. I played him when he came out. No one else really ran him very much, not much in solo queue or competitive play, and I was a firm believer that this guy was good. And then I played him, I got some tournament experience, made some cool highlights and clips and stuff like that, and as time wore on, I sort of got the feeling that he didn't scale as well going into late game compared to a lot of the really viable champions at the time. One second. And to be honest, nowadays he's definitely made a resurgence. Like, he is picked or banned in a very high percentage of tournament games. He hasn't really had a big change to him in a long time, so he's definitely like top tier material. He was actually banned like very often against a lot of top players, including myself. I picked him up again sort of halfway through this first LCS season because my team really wanted me to play him. I think one reason I didn't play Renekton for so long is because I was like the original one to start playing him, and once everyone started playing him, I was like, well, I mean, he's good, but I already know like how good he is. Like, I don't really need. I think there's better options. But to be honest, he's a really solid pick, especially right now, just because of the fact that the tank meta was changed, so a lot of the new tank items are really, really good. Spirit Visage is buffed, Sunfire Cape is better, Warmogs, Frozen Mallet, Randuins, like all of those items have become a lot stronger than they were previously, and that's why you'll see a lot of like big beefy bruisers becoming unkillable as the game drags on. We lock him in here, and he scales really well with just being able to build tanky. Like, he does a lot of AoE damage. His ultimate brings massive magic damage. It makes him really tanky. He gives that free health. His Q, you just jump in the team, you spin your little blade, and you put a pounding on everyone. So he's very, very strong right now. I would probably put him in the top 3 like safest top laners that you can use to a high degree of effectiveness without completely mastering a champion. Another reason why Renekton's a really strong pick right now is because 2v1ing, which is where the bot lane and their AD carry and support swap the lanes and end up initiating a 2v1 onto you. So for example, I'll go top, just be minding my own business, and then their bot lane will show up. And the reason he's really popular is because he can stack armor and do really well, and he's a very solid 2v1er. He has good wave clear, he has a stun so he can set up ganks very easily, and he's very hard to kill because of the dash mechanics of his slice and dice. But anyway, I'm going to go over runes and masteries real fast, and then I'll go and explain Renekton's skill set to a high degree of accuracy. So on Renekton, I like to run flat 80 reds and quints, armor yellows, and MR blues. The reason I do this is because Renekton has a very strong laning phase, and going for those flat 80 reds and quints makes him a very, very powerful lane bully. In addition, I'm going to be going for Flash Ignite as my summoner spell combination. I generally take Flash Ignite or Ignite Ghost, and the reason I'm taking Flash Ignite is because I believe I'm laning against Kennen, who is a ranged champion in lane, and the only way I'll have a really good shot at gap closing and stunning him and blowing a combo and hopefully picking up a kill is if I have that instant gap closer in the form of Flash. So my masteries are going to be 9, 21, 0. I'm going to be running the Ignite mastery, 3 points in Sorcerer for the CDR. Renekton doesn't really stack that much AD or need that much attack speed, so Fury is kind of wasted on him, but it's not bad. But I think the 3 points in CDR is definitely more solid. And then 4 points in Deadliness for the scaling AD. Renekton scales very well with AD, although if you build it on him in the form of itemization, he becomes very squishy, which is why you generally see a more tanky-oriented Renekton build coming out. 1 point weapon XP for the armor penetration. Renekton does pretty much vastly mass majority of his damage is physical, except for his ultimate, which does AoE damage. And then I'm going to be taking 2 points in unyielding, 1 point in block. That reduces auto attack trade damage in lane, so that's really effective against Kennen because he has a ranged auto attack, and I can mitigate a lot of that damage coming out. 3 points in tenacious. That extra tenacity will definitely help me survive, and if I stack that with Mercury Treads, I'll get even beefier. 1 point in defender, 1 point in good hands, 1 point in honor guard, just to make me really solid. Honor guard makes me 4% more tanky in terms of effective HP, so that's really, really solid for just being able to get in a team fight and go hard. So anyway, I'll explain the lane matchup in a bit. I'll quickly go over Renekton's skill set. Just going to pull it up real fast on the wiki here. So Renekton's passive, Reign of Anger, he gains 50% more fury from all sources when he's below full health. And so another sort of part of his passive is the fact that he has a fury meter, and every time he auto attacks or uses abilities, he gains fury. And the fury, when he's over 50% fury, his ability basically becomes a more powerful version of the ability. But generally, it just does more damage, gives like a better healing effect, or shreds armor in the case of Slice and Dice. I would almost liken it to Rengar, except they're sort of different champions in some ways. Call of the Meek, his bread and butter damaging ability. It makes a little spin around your champion model in an AoE. It does physical damage, and depending on how many targets you hit with that blade, you can get a heal. And there's a soft healing cap on the amount you can heal for. It caps at 150 at rank 5, but if you have over 50% fury, then you can actually heal for 450, which is massive, and that's why items like Spear Visage and such can be very powerful on Renekton. His W, Ruthless Predator, his stun, it counts as an auto attack reset, and he can stun any champion he wants, or creep if you misclick, that he wants with that ability. So generally what I like to do in Renekton is take stun early, go for the auto attack trades, and if I can get one auto off, I'll just instantly pop Ruthless Predator again, and I'll get like basically 3 auto attacks worth of damage. So it's really, really effective, and if you can get on squishies late game with a lot of AD and an empowered Ruthless Predator, then you can do like 500 health to like the soft 80 carries and APs in the back. And then his E, Slice and Dice, his escape ability or gap closer, he basically jumps once in a direction that you choose, and that allows you to basically gap close very effectively. I have flash, but I also have Slice and Dice, and if you miss if you don't hit any targets with Slice, then you don't get the reset and you're not allowed to use Dice. But if you actually hit a target, any champion, any creep, anything really, then you get an extra jump, and you can use that to close the same distance and just get as far as you need. You can use it for offensive plays, escapes, running away from lane ganks, whatever really. And then his ult, Dominus, it's an ultimate ability. It makes him really, really beefy. It adds like 300, 450, 600 health, depending on what level he is, and it deals AoE magic damage around his character model. So at rank 3, his ult gives 1500 damage if you stand in for the full 15 seconds around your enemy champions. And there's an additional part to the ultimate where he gets 175 extra range for all his abilities, and he gets 175 range for the AoE Flame, and he also gains 5 Fury a second, so that's very significant. You gain basically a lot of Fury through that method, and you can just go really hard on your enemies. Anyway, I'm going to go for my item start here. I'm going to go for a Reju Bead, 4 health pots, and a pink ward. I believe I'm against Kennen in lane, but to be honest, it could also be Mega Zero playing Fizz top versus me, and I think Rejuby is just a very safe item start these days for top laners. It allows you to build into really many itemization options that you want, and pretty much you can build it into like a Ravenous Hydra, Warmogs, Iron Solari. It's just a very solid starting item, and you really don't have many trade-offs for picking it up, because even if you don't end up building anything, you can sell it come late game for an extra for only a hit of about 40 gold, and so that's pretty dang nice. So Kennen went Cloth 5. I started Q to help Maokai with the leash, and I'm getting a little bit chunked up here. He actually doesn't have AD runes, so he's pretty much all magic damage Kennen. I want to be able to place my ward here early. I actually picked up a pink ward, so I should be able to kill his ward. I placed it really far back. Should be able to kill his pink ward. Or his green ward if I had placed it in range. But to be honest, I'm fine with putting my ward there because he warded very deep into river. So if my Maokai goes for a very stealthy jungle path, like if he tries to gank through here, then Kennen will have no idea that that's coming. So right now I have 100% Fury built up. Kennen only has 3 health pots. He went for cloth armor to survive against me in lane, which is actually pretty smart. I just popped a health pot because I was a little bit low, and I want to start getting some health back to make a play. I'm going to wait till level 3 when I have all my abilities, and then I might go for a slice and dice combo, followed by a stun onto Kennen to get some nice damage off. My creep wave is actually a bit built up here, so I definitely want to trim it before I try to make a big play. He's just like trimming with auto attacks. I kind of need to get this wave down a little bit here. It's a little bit too big. So he ended up stunning me. He had a mark ready on his next auto attack, so all he had to do was hit me with a Q, auto, and then W, and I wasn't able to get my stun animation off. So it was good on his part. Kennen is conventionally picked as a counter pick to Renekton, but we don't care about counter picks. We're just going to try to do our thing. Going all in on him. He's going to stun me soon. Built up my Fury. If you notice, I got the stun off there during his E animation, so that was really good. It's quite low. I'm gonna flash stun next time my W is off cooldown. Go for the kill. See if I can pull it off. He has no health pots left. He has 1 actually. I'm going to try to loop around and hide in this brush, see if he'll walk into it. I'm a little bit low, don't have many health pots. Oh, he just walked by the ward. Should ping that. I just went for the Q there. I had over 50% Fury, so it did a lot of damage. And right now, Kennen has a really big wave built up. So if I want to, I could potentially dive this. Their Hecarim's actually on our Maokai at rates. Might be a little bit risky though. The safest thing here is probably just going to be to back. Let's see. Yep, Hecarim came top. I had to get out. That was a close one. So I'm going to get boots here and a Duran's Blade and head back top. In general, on Renekton, you can really build whatever you want. Duran's Blades are very solid for making your laning phase a lot stronger. They give you some extra regen, the health, and the damage. And Renekton, like I said, scales very well off of AD. So picking up an early Duran's Blade is definitely okay on him. I really don't know how Kennen's building it. I believe he's going to be going for all magic damage. Sometimes Kennen's go for AD. They go for like... Ooh, gotta be careful here. So what I'm going to have to do... Actually, no, Hecarim's mid. I was going to say Hecarim could be waiting this brush, and since Kennen just popped level 6, I had to be careful to not get ganked there. But I think I'm okay for now. So Kennen's actually backing out. I'm about to hit level 6, and he hasn't backed yet. So ideally, I'd want him to stay in lane, but I think he just went back to buy. So right now, anytime your lane opponent backs, and you got an early shot, what you want to do is to push the lane up really hard and try to make them miss out on as many CS as possible. So right now, there's 5 CS here that I think Kennen is going to miss out on completely because he backed at a bad time. So right now, 48 CS to 46. It's pretty close. The reason I'm behind is because I had to back early due to the Hecarim gank. Otherwise, I'd still be putting some nice pressure under him. And I was looking for a dive under turret. I didn't have the opportunity to make it pull off. Stun's almost up. Generally, when fighting against Kennen, you want to stay away from stay inside of the creep wave. So right there, I actually didn't play it optimally. I should have did my combo and then sliced back into the creep wave, so he wouldn't have had an easy Q to land. I'm actually going to sit away from the brush because he's probably going to check it with Q. And then when he walks up, I'll go for a combo on him. Oh my god, that was so close. So I misplayed there. Basically, I knew he had ult. I went for the dive, but he got the level up as I dove, and that allowed him to live with like basically an auto attack worth of HP. I only was able to cast my Q there, and that sorta put me on the wrong side of that trade. To be honest, the safer play would have just been to push the lane up and then dive him once my cooldowns were back up. But I knew all it would have taken to kill him was one auto attack plus my AoE damage for my ultimate, and unfortunately that wasn't able to come out. Oh well, it was a risky dive and it didn't quite pay off. So I'm going to be picking up a null magic mantle here. What I might do is turn this into a hex drinker. Hex drinker is a very solid item on pretty much any 80 bruiser top that can get it early enough when you're laying against a magic damage opponent. And right now, both their solo lanes do magic damage. So Kennen top, he's building Hourglass, he's got the Seeker's Arm Guard, he's working on those components, and their mid lane, Fizz, has all my magic damage as well, pretty much. So if I can get that Hex Drinker, it's going to give me some much needed MR, some bonus damage from the AD, and it's going to give me that 250 health shield if I get under 30% HP, which is huge, especially if you finish it early. If you get a Hex Drinker late, in my opinion, it's sort of like getting a late Sunfire. Like, it's just a flat health shield, whereas Sunfire is like a flat health, it's a flat damage increase, and I just really don't like it if you wait too long to pick it up. And back up here. But if you can get it early enough, it can completely swing a matchup. I'm going to drop a ward here again. Pop another health pot. Diana's looking for a gank top. I have my stun ready. No flash, but I'm pretty sure Kennen doesn't have a ward. So I'm going to back up a little bit here. So he wasted his E there. He's dead. Good work. Solid gank. Kennen did not place his ward yet, so that was his mistake, and he kind of ensured his own death. It was a good opportunity from Diana to look for that roam, but right now Kennen's dead. I'm gonna go proxy the next wave to guarantee that their team will miss out on as much EXP and gold as possible. So right now this creep wave is dying. I'm gonna run up, build up my fury, kill this wave, and then I'm going to go back ASAP before they catch up to me. So Kennen's probably like right here. He's coming back to the wave, and he's going to miss out on all this gold. So not only does he die because he didn't place the ward, but he missed out on a lot of valuable EXP from the lane because of it as well. Ooh, Diana's really low. Fizz has no flash though. He went Barrier Ignite, the Brawling Mastery, the Brawling Summoner spell choices. Oh my god. Janna thought that Fizz was all-inning on that, so he got scared and flashed in to help him. So I just saw exactly where Kennen warded. I'm just going to point that out to my team and let them know that that spot is a danger zone to try to gank through. So let's see. Kennen has Seeker's Arm Guard and Swords Shoes. I just finished my Hex Drinker. So we're actually pretty much toe-to-toe in terms of items. I'm up a little bit of CS. He's up a kill. I have an assist in return for it. And it looks like Maokai is actually going to come in for this gank here. So let's see what we can do. I'm going to shove the lane up. Get an opening for Maokai. Fairly low here. Diana's coming top. She might be able to get him. Oh, Kennen got away. That was a really close fight. It was a good counter gank by Hecarim, but to be honest, they basically just like focused Maokai and walked through my AoE damage there. Like, I had my ult active. I was just constantly spamming Q on Hecarim and Kennen, and I probably actually could have finished off Kennen there if I was a little bit quicker to get to him. But we just picked up a nice, easy kill off of that. Uh-oh. Never mind. Solid gang. So I thought Diana was too low to go for that play, but then I looked at her health, and then she was like, okay, we're going for this after I pinged. And she just double ulti to Fizz, blew his gap closer. He had no flash or ghost because he went for Barrier Ignite, and I was able to just whip out a nice, easy play for our team. Let's see here. I'm going to pick a... giant spell, and I'll just sit on that gold for now. Don't really need anything else. Health is really good on Renekton because generally most champions, you build health on them, they're like, okay, you're stacking Warmogs, get Sunfire, you're beefy, but you probably don't do that much damage, and you're probably not that hard to kill. But the thing about Renekton is that his base damages are so high, and he gets so much free damage off from just being able to survive and stay in a fight, that getting just like pure tankiness on him is actually not bad in most cases. So right here, I haven't really decided what I'll be building this into yet. So he wasted his E trying to get away, and it should be a free kill. Kill this guy too. He's Spirit Lizard Elder. He's actually kind of strong. I think his ult's up. I'm gonna try to bait the gank though. Nice play. So that was a 2-for-1 in our favor. Maokai helped secure the Kennen kill, and then Hecarim came in for the counter gank, so that was really good for them. Fizz is actually roaming top right now. I'm just going to back. This turret's dying. I'm not going to hit the turret because all these creeps are just dying for free. Oh, that miscommunication. Get him. No. No. Should kept running. We got baited. I might be dead. Oh, I'm okay. They gave up on me. So I think they could probably chose. I had flash up still, so I might have been able to get away, but Diana dove into them, and she distracted them long enough for me to scurry away and survive, so that was good. I'm going to pick up a Kindle Gem here. CDR is really, really valuable on Renekton. Like I said, his base damages are extremely high, so just being able to spam your abilities, get your ult off cooldown faster, spam QWER or QWE in a team fight is really vital. So getting CDR on Renekton, in my opinion, is a very underlooked thing, but very valuable. And a very efficient source of CDR is actually Kindle Gem. So I might actually be looking to pick that up very soon here. Oh, this guy's dead. I'm just going to pop my ult in case there's a counter gank. The reason I think there might be a counter gank is because, Hecarim, or what's his name, turned around during that fight. So I was like, well, if I was him and I was being ganked, I'd just keep running because there's no juke potential there really. Oh god. He barely got enough damage to finish off Maokai. I had nothing else left up, otherwise I would have tried to save him. But yeah, the reason I thought there'd be a counter gank there is because normally Kennen would just run there. Like, there's no way he could juke us. There's no way he could get a kill in a 1v2. And then right as he turned around, Hecarim showed up, but a little too late, as they say there, and they ended up both going down to the double kill. I'm trying to move on mid. That could be a bad fight, I think, for us. Oh man, that was really close. I don't think I can catch him. He's too fast. He's gonna E over a wall. My Ignite's actually almost up though. I'm gonna back up here. Oh crap, it's Graves. I gotta run. If my ult is up, I'd be down to fight this, but it's gonna be another 20 seconds, so I don't really want to risk it. I'm just gonna go back top. Right here, I'm probably gonna pick up my Spirit Visage. The reason I went for Spirit Visage is because, like I said, they have a very magic damage heavy team. Both their solos deal mostly magic damage. Lulu, she has a bit in her kit. Looks like this guy's going for the AP item next. Kaj's lucky pick. Not sure what he's going to be building that into yet, but it really doesn't matter. He doesn't have that much farm. Graves and Hecarim mostly deal physical and true damage. Hecarim true damage from that Spirit of the Elder Lizard. But for the most part, I'm worried about their solo lanes being able to burst me. And with Spirit Visage, with Hexdrinker, with the Giant Spell, that's just not going to be able to happen. I have double buffs right now. I don't have them for much longer, so I really want to try to get in a fight before those buffs fade. Let's see. I don't know where Kennen is. I haven't seen him in a bit. He actually has now finished his Hourglass, so he's pretty big. But oh, he's right there. No. Oh my god. Why did he do that? He probably could have ran. I think Fizz is roaming too. Alright, Fizz is bot. Never mind, I'm just going to keep pushing top. So right there, if you noticed, I used Slice and Dice on the creeps that were just about to die, and I didn't actually get the reset. And I believe what happened is my AoE damage from my ultimate actually finished off the creeps right as I was dashing over them. Because I thought I would still have the creeps to get the reset off of there. So that was a nice juke by Kennen. A bit unfortunate how the creeps died before I could get my reset off with Slice and Dice. But for the most part, it was an okay play, except for the fact that he accidentally popped his Hourglass, and honestly, I think he probably would have been able to get away, because I only have Boots 1, he has Boots 2, and he has Lightning Dash every like 7 seconds right now. So I think that was a pretty easy escape for him. Let's see here. So, oh, we just picked up Dragon. That's going to be really good for me. I'm just going to upgrade to Sunfire Cape here. I need a little bit of armor, not so much. Like I said, my main concern is the champions who have a lot of gold this game. Graves had a really bad game. He just got like destroyed by Ezreal and Janna, so I don't really care too much about getting beefy against him, but I'm just going to pick up a Sunfire Cape just because it's still pretty early into the game. 20 minutes Sunfire Cape, I'll allow it. It's not so late that I'll be like, well, their scaling at Mar has far exceeded the damage that you can expect to deal with Sunfire Cape, so it's not that bad at this point. And it's just going to give me some extra AoE damage to capitalize on the AoE damage for my ultimate. Right now, Sunfire Cape does 40 damage in AoE per second, and my ultimate does 70. At rank 3, it's going to be doing 100, so that's going to be a total of 140 AoE damage just for sitting around, not even including like the damage I'm doing for my spells or anything like that. I'm taking red. I'm already invested in this. I'm going to try to roam and pick up a kill afterwards though. Uh-oh, that was bad. I have flash on 5. Hunting down Lulu. I'm going so man mode on this play. They're probably all back up. I can't catch up. I saved my E there because I thought perhaps they might like try to fight me or something, and I wanted to be able to E on them, get the reset, and then just combo. But to be honest, I should have just been using E on cooldown to gap close, because if I didn't hold E so long there, then I probably would have just been able to like catch up to them, wait for my flash cooldown, and then go all in once that opportunity arose. But instead, Lulu just used her Whimsy, her Q, very, very solid kiting champion, and she was able to get out alive. I'm actually moving top here. If Diana can land the CC and I can get in stun range, I might be able to finish this guy off. Oh. Oh. 'Cause 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 Oh, Kennen came. I was gonna flash send him, but as soon as I saw Kennen, I backed off, just because I don't want to dive into that. And we don't even know where the rest of their team is, except for Fizz, who showed up mid. And after we backed out of the dive, we saw Lulu top, so it was probably a good thing I didn't go all in for that. Diana might get the ult off. Not quite. Gotta be careful. Fizz is around here. I might try and turn on this with the creep wave. Nah, they already backed out. Oh well. Alright, so my skill order, some people are asking, why did I go Q, E, W? Isn't W his like solid damaging stun ability? And yes, it is. But one thing about his W is that I'm not going to be building much AD on Renekton, and it scales really well with AD, but if you build too much damage, like, okay, there's many ways to build Renekton. Like, it's perfectly fine to build damage, perfectly fine to go for, like, Ravenous Hydra or, like, a Last Whisper or something just to make him even stronger. But the reason a lot of people go for tanky Renekton is because he's so effective and he's so hard to kill. Whereas, like, if you go Ravenous Hydra Renekton, yeah, you'll be doing more damage to your abilities. You'll get the nice, ridiculous scaling on Ruthless Predator. But in general, you're not going to be as effective in team fights as a Renekton that built tanky. It's almost like if you went like AD Olaf, except Olaf doesn't have as like direct AD ratios. It's just a champion that it's much easier to play effectively if you go for beefiness over damage. Looks like we might be looking for a play mid. Let's see here. I'm going to back out. I don't know if he saw me go in the bush. Oh, he did. So that's another cool trick to know about Renekton. If you see a ward and your W is up, all you have to do is auto attack it, pop your W, and you get the instant reset. And this works because your W is an auto attack reset, and it applies the damage of 2 auto attacks basically in that one activation. So you can actually just instantly kill wards with that spell, and it's really, really cool to have. This Graves is just slip pushing. He's actually 0-11, so he's not worth any gold. But he's just suicide pushing to drop pressure off the map. I think Nakai should be able to kill him. I don't know. Uh-oh. So I'm fighting their backline. I'm in the mix. This guy's dead. I'm gonna try to time my thing for the kill. There it is. Picked up the kill there. I'm not sure why they initiated. I think they were getting desperate because they're really behind this game, and oh my god, Diana's Q completely finished off the creep wave, so I wasn't able to get the reset there. But what I was saying was that I think they're getting a little bit desperate. They saw Maokai bot, and they're like, this is probably the best 4v5 that we're going to get, because Graves is not really worth much, and Maokai has a decent amount of gold. He has our bulwark, so he's actually worth a lot in terms of what he brings to the team fight. So it wasn't the worst opportunity to force there. Uh-oh. Fizz, no. Ah, he's dead. Agrim was looking to help there, but not quite. I have a ward in this brush. What is he doing? He just like ran in and died. That was pretty silly. Alright, I'm gonna steal their red real fast. I'm actually sitting on 3,000 gold right now, 2,700 pretty much. So I definitely want to back soon and manage to use that gold in a good way. Let's see. Ken's pushing out top. I have my ult up. I have Ignite. I think it's just safer to back. 3,000 gold is so much in terms of your power difference, so there's really no reason for me to stay here. Oh, what the heck? He had it warded. Oh yeah, Lulu warded it last time. I forgot. I'm silly. I'm just going to dash in a Baron Pit here. I'm going to stay away from the AoE radius of my Sunfire Cape. You can actually check the range if you hover over it, and I'm a little bit outside of it, so I'm able to get the recall off without aggroing Baron there, which is good for me. Let's see here. I'm actually going to go for a Ravenous Hydra next. And how much till the upgrade? 40 gold. Alright, I'll get Ravenous Hydra and a ward. So I sold my Duran's Blade for that. Duran's Blade, really effective early game, helps make you a beast in the laning phase, but as the game drags on, it doesn't really scale, so it's not really worth that extra item slot. And I said before that generally you don't want to build just pure damage on Renekton because you're generally left squishy, and while you do good damage with your abilities, it's still not enough to make up for the fact that you get blown up really fast, and all your spells have long cast times. But the reason I picked up the Ravenous Hydra now is because I was looking for some more damage, and I was already tanky enough through my items that I found to be able to so I just used my combo on Lulu there. She thought that she'd be able to kite me out with her abilities, but it's flashed on her after getting the E reset and finish her off. I'm doing a lot of damage right now, so if I really get on anyone I want, I can build them up. Catch that fizz. Oh no. Oh god, the damage. I might be dead. Oh wait, no, Janna saved me. It would have been very, very close. I'm not sure if I would have lived there. Actually, I'm just going to go heal off the wolf camp. One thing to note is that Ravenous Hydra, it's a physical damage increasing item. It gives 75 AD, 15 health regen, and 12% lifesteal. It costs about the same amount of gold as a Bloodthirster, but on melee champions that scale well off of AD, in my opinion, it's the far superior item because of how powerful the active and passive components are in just giving you some relevant AoE damage in teamfights and increasing your ability to push a lane. So basically, another thing is that the active, it's on a 10-second cooldown, and it deals a % of my max AD in an AoE radius around me. So almost like a mini Call of the Meek in some ways. Uh-oh. Kennen's stealing our red. Wait, Graves is stealing our red. Catch him. No. Oh my god. Could be dead here. Try a kite. Oh my god, his ult was up. I think I just ran. I didn't realize that he was sitting on ult there. Otherwise, I would have just backed out completely. But anyway, that was a decent team fight. We got a few kills out of it. They actually got the jump on us with a nice bait from Graves. We ended up trading 2 for 2. And all the while, though, Diana has been pushing top. So we got a bit out of that by her not being there. If she was there, the team fight wouldn't have even been close. But because she wasn't, she was able to push out top and apply pressure on the map. So that's perfectly okay in many ways. But yeah, like I was saying, Ravenous Hydra, 10-second cooldown gives you that nice cleave ability. And another really cool thing to note is that the Ravenous Hydra active actually cancels the backswing off of Ruthless Predator. So I'll show you next time I kill a creep camp or something like that. I'll pop my W, pop the Ravenous Hydra, and I'll immediately be free from that stun animation. Because basically, similar to a Warwick ultimate, Renekton sort of applies a mini stun onto himself when he uses that Ruthless Predator. And I'll show you in just a second here. Watch this. See, I can't move for like half a second while I have that W casting. But if I pop my Ravenous Hydra, it actually frees me from that animation. So I get the damage off, and I can instantly start casting, start auto-attacking, start running around. It's really, really nice. I'll show you on this guy if I can get to him. So right there, no delay. I'm probably not actually no. He has no move speed. He just popped his Ravenous. He just popped his Blade of the Ring King active. Should be free. No, Janna, no. I got him. Good work, friends. I'm just gonna ignore these double zones. Take their red again. Generally, you want to pop Ravenous Hydra on cooldown. It's only on 10-second cooldown, and if you just spam it every time it's up, then you're probably gonna get the most effectiveness out of it, rather than like waiting for like the perfect opportunity to like get it on a squishy target or something. Because it's such a low cooldown. There's not even a point to use it like cautiously. Of course, you can use it for that Ruthless Predator auto attack reset, but that's probably the biggest use I'd find. So right now, it looks like we're just pushing into their base here. We're so far ahead of them that it's going to be very hard for them to stop us from being able to end this game. I'm interested in picking up a few more kills, though. Let's see if we can make it happen. Got him. Get them all! Leave no prisoners! Alright, I'm gonna back out a little bit. Can't get too crazy on the Nexus dive. But looks like we're just gonna have to close this game out. I'm gonna go to ignite the Kennen. Oh, I didn't get in range of him. Should be able to end it here. Wait for it. Die! Wait for his Eat a Fade. Oh, the game ended. Good game. So, that was a pretty solid Renekton game. It went quite well. It started off with me making a very reckless dive onto Kennen, and after that, I think I picked it up, started making plays with my teammates. Diana and Ezra won their lanes really hard, and although I had that early derp, I ended up putting enough pressure on Kennen to allow him to get ganked severely. So after we ended the laning phase, we just started roaming as a team. That Graves was like so far behind. Like I'm not even sure how that lane went so badly, but I'm pretty sure he employed the strategy where if you die enough times, you're not worth any gold. So right now, after like his 7th death or whatever, he was probably worth like 50 gold or whatever, or to any champions that killed him. So he's not really worth killing, but if he's constantly free farming, then he's going to be getting gold. And if you ignore him, then he's going to push down your inhibs. But if you kill him and you waste summoners and stuff to kill him, then you're not really getting anything out of that either. So there's trade-offs to everything. This Mega Zero guy keeps inviting me. I don't know why. But to be honest, like my team just played really well. I had the early derp. If I had waited for if I just pushed the lane out on the first dive, waited for my cooldowns, and then went for Kennen, that would have been an easy kill because he was completely out of health pots, and I still had Flash Ignite up. But anyway, that was a solid game. I think that for the most part, Renekton builds are very, very like up to the game. So there, they had a lot of magic damage. I built the early Hex Drinker, I got the Spirit Visage for the CDR and the health, and then I went for Sunfire Cape. And as a final damage item, just because I was like, well, I'm probably tanky enough to survive throughout anything, I'm just going to go for the Ravenous Hydra to finish my build up. And I probably might have gone for a Last Whisper as my last item, just because of how much damage I was doing and how far ahead we were. Ravenous Hydra, again, a very solid item on melee AD champions, melee champions that scale off of AD. The passive and active components don't really do anything for people who are ranged, so you definitely only want to pick it up on champions like Renekton, Lee Sin, Riven maybe, Zed even. I actually kind of I like it on Zed, but no one ever picks it up. Everyone goes for BT or Blazer and King. But anyway, Sunfire Cape, a very, very solid item in general on Renekton. The synergy with his ultimate is astounding, and if you can get it early enough, especially against like a physical damage dealing champion in lane, for example Renekton versus Riven, you can just like steamroll the matchup just because of how powerful Renekton is. Renekton as a champion overall, he's a very strong laning phase monster. He can win, I would say, almost every lane if played to his full degree of effectiveness. There are actually certain champions like Kennen, which in most players' opinions beat Renekton in the laning phase. I would say that for the most part, his scaling is good. Like you can build tankiness on him, and you can still be a massive threat in team fights, and you don't really have to really. It's like you don't really have to play Renekton optimally to do a good job with him. Like all you have to do as Renekton is get in the middle of a team fight, use your abilities, stun the squishy targets, and you'll be doing a good job. Whereas like a champion like Rumble or Kali or something like Rumble, you have to make sure you get like an optimal ultimate off. A Kali, you have to be very careful with how you go into a team fight, who you choose to focus. But Renekton, he's just such a powerful champion in the terms of his easy to use or his usability. And I think it's very easy to pick up. So if you guys are interested in playing a bruiser top lane champion like Renekton, then I would definitely suggest him, and you guys can give him a whirl. For the most part, yeah, that guy's pretty annoying. I should ignore him. For the most part, I would be comfortable picking Renekton into any matchup. Ideally, I wouldn't want to play against like Kennen, Quinn, generally things that have range and can hit him without him being able to gap close onto them. Like for example, Kennen has E to disengage, Quinn has her Volt, she knocks back. Even if you try to gap close with Slice and Dice, you're usually going to not be able to get to them. So those lanes are a bit annoying, but for the most part, Renekton does really, really well against any melee champion. So anything that's conventionally a top laner, Renekton can do well against, which is why he's such a powerful pick as of right now. Renekton is my go-to counter pick for champions like Akali, Fizz, Kha'Zix. I like him against Rumble. I mean, he's just a really solid champion overall, and I would definitely encourage you guys to check him out if you're interested in a top lane bruiser like that. So this has been my second episode of Taking It to the Top Lane. This episode is sponsored by Alienware, our amazing sponsor. It would be really cool if you guys could support them, and I will tell you how to do so in just a second. So I'm going to pull up their site, alienwarearena.com. So you can check out alienware.com for product info. They make awesome laptops, computers. You can check it out. We use the Auroras. They're amazing. We're going to be getting laptops soon, so I'm really looking forward to that. And you can check all that out for product info. And then if you want to get in on the action, play with the pros, and compete in the events and giveaways and stuff like that, you can check out alienwarearena.com. And you can join in on the conversation there. So, game victorious with Alienware, guys. Thanks so much for watching this episode, and I'm going to be restarting my stream real fast to save the clip, and I'll see you guys all soon. So, thanks for watching. This has been Alienware, or this has been Taking It to the Top Lane, sponsored by Alienware, episode 2 with Renekton, with your friend Voyboy here. So, bye.